She married quietly. I watched silently. Heart broke clean. Crowd cheered softly. Music filled air. Smiles everywhere, but eyes met briefly. Hers flickered once, then turned away. Hands clasped his. Mine hung still, cold, trembling, useless. Vows rose slowly. Words cut gently. Each syllable burned. Ring slip shining on her hand. Promise sealed forever. I exhaled slowly. Chest collapsed inward. Dreams dissolved quickly. She glowed brightly. I dimmed quietly. Time froze painfully. Applause thundered softly. My world muted. Heart split soundless. They danced slowly. I stood watching, motionless, breaking inside. Flowers rained down. Laughter spilled free. Silence screamed louder. Memories clawed upward. Moments replayed endlessly. Smiles before distance. We once whispered, now strangers passing. Familiar yet foreign. I left early. Moon watched coldly. Road blurred rain. Hands on wheel. Eyes on focused glass. Tears blurred night. She married. Smiling. I shattered, silent. Love buried gently. Rain kept falling. Streetlights blurred gold. Wipers moved slow. Hands shook slightly. Heart beat uneven. Breath came shallow. Every song hurt. Every word echoed. Every light stabbed. Her face lingered. In mirror glass, eyes still shining, I turned corners. Without purpose, without thought, city looked foreign. Every building hollow, every window watching. I parked quietly, rain drumming roof. Silence pressed heavy. I closed eyes, saw her again. In white veil, smile soft, glowing, voice trembling gently. Hands holding his, I whispered name. It vanished quickly, swallowed by rain. Rain kept falling. Streetlights blurred gold. Wipers moved slow. Hands shook slightly. Heart beat uneven. Breath came shallow. Every song hurt. Every word echoed. Every light stabbed. Her face lingered. In mirror glass, eyes still shining. I turned corners. Without purpose, without thought. City looked foreign. Every building hollow. Every window watching. I parked quietly. Rain drumming roof. Silence pressed heavy. I closed eyes. Saw her again. In white veil. Smile soft, glowing. Voice trembling gently. Hands holding his. I whispered name. It vanished quickly. Swallowed by rain. Chest burned slowly. Tears came steady. Salt met sorrow. She married softly. I shattered loudly. Inside, unseen, memories bled fast. First laughter replayed. First touch remembered. I breathed deeply. Pain thickened air. Night stretched endless. Phone in pocket. Buzzed unanswered. Messages unread. World kept moving. I did not. Could not. Would not. Heart anchored deep. In yesterday's sea. Drowning quietly. Willingly. Street empty now. Rain easing slowly. Puddles reflecting light. I saw reflection. Eyes hollow. Face older. Soul fractured. She smiled somewhere. Under bright lights. While I broke. Under none. I whispered softly. She looks happy. Voice cracked. vanished. Wind pushed lightly. Through open window, car filled silence. Even air felt like memory returning, uninvited, heavy, sharp. I closed eyes, let darkness speak, let pain settle. She married fully. I shattered completely. Love turned ghost. Time moved stubborn. Night became dawn. Sky pale gray. I drove aimless through quiet streets, past empty cafes, each place haunted by her laughter, by her scent. Even sunlight hurt. Soft, deceptive, warm, cruel. I reached home. Door unlocked. Air cold. Walls empty. Shoes on floor. Coat unbuttoned. Heart unhealed. Mirror waited silently. Face unrecognizable. Eyes unfamiliar. I sat quietly. Floor hard. Mind louder. She married peacefully. I shattered endlessly, yet still breathing. I whispered softly, "Be happy, please." Words sincere, fragile. Tears dried slowly. Pain dulled gently. Hope faded kindly. Morning light entered. Curtains swayed faintly. Wind carried quiet. I looked upward. Sky pale. Clouds drifting. Love not gone. Only buried. Only distant. She married softly. I shattered slowly. But lived still days kept passing. Weeks blurred slowly. Months lost meaning. Work filled hours. Voices around constant. None reached inside. Morning coffee cold. Same chair waiting. Same silence answering. Photos on shelf. Eyes once alive. Now distant ghosts. I tried forgetting. Failed each attempt. Memory clung tighter. She lived somewhere. Behind blue doors. Under golden light. I lived elsewhere. Between gray hours. Under heavy clouds. News traveled softly. Someone mentioned her. New house, smiles. Heart clenched briefly. Then released slowly. Pain no longer. Sharp, just steady. Night still lingered. Rain still whispered. Wind still remembered. I walked often. Through empty streets. Past glowing windows. Each light flicker. Felt like heartbeat. Not mine though. I stopped writing. Words felt useless. Meaning slipped quietly. But one morning, something shifted slightly. A bird sang. Window opened wider. Air smelled clean. Sky pale blue. I listened long, without breaking, without wishing. Maybe healing comes, not loudly, not sudden, just quietly. Hands steadied slowly. Breath deepened softly. Heart learned rhythm. I met someone. At market. By accident. Smile simple. Voice kind. Eyes calm. We spoke gently. About nothing. About rain. Her laughter small. Yet real. Not haunting. I didn't compare. Didn't measure. Just listened. For first time. In long while. Words felt light. She touched hand. Brief. Unplanned. Warm. Steady. No spark burst. No storm returned. Just stillness. And peace. Small. Unassuming. Real enough. That night quiet. Room softer. Heart slower. I looked skyward. Whispered, "Thank you." Not to her. To time. She married once. I shattered then. now rebuilt slowly, piece by piece, word by word, day by day. Pain turned memory, memory turned lesson, lesson turned gentleness. I still remember white dress, soft veil, but memory faded into background hum of living, love not vanished, just transformed into silence. She married fully. I mended quietly, both breathing, different roads, same moon, same sky. Maybe endings aren't punishments, just directions. She taught love, pain taught patience, time taught peace. Now, when rain touches windows, I don't break. I listen softly, smile faintly, whisper kindly. She married once. I lived after. Years moved gently. Calendar pages faded. Time softened edges. Hair grew silver. Voice grew softer. Eyes more still. Old letters hidden. Drawer untouched. Memories asleep. Her name rarely. Spoken aloud, yet always near. Sometimes mornings hum, with quiet remembering, not pain, warmth. Her laughter distant, but not gone, just quieter. I walk gardens, hands behind, steps slow. Leaves whisper kindly. Wind knows everything, but never tells. Sunlight drips gold. On worn bench, where I sit, notebook beside, pen uncapped. Words returning, they come easier. No ache, no storm, just memory's tenderness. Old love's shadow, softly glowing. She married once. I write slowly, ink steady. She smiled bright, and I broke, but still grew. Each line forgiveness, each breath lighter, each thought stiller. Rain begins softly, drumming rhythm of old years. I remember clear.